Today we're out here in Kuna, kind of on the border of Meridian and Kuna at a Toll Brothers community, Paloma Ridge. And this, just like some of the other Toll Brothers communities, are affordable luxury where you can have full custom, semi-custom, or some of their quick move-in homes that they've designed personally with amazing finishes. But today we're gonna take a look at this 2-story home. Then we're gonna go look at a single story with an RV bay, which of course we know everyone loves, and finish at the very end with a single level home, the Bramley floor plan that also has an RV bay option for some of their larger lots. And just as a reminder, here at Boise Real Estate Insights, this page is the only local page where we're trying to focus on all locals and providing real estate information here locally. So we're not just gonna go show all the fancy communities with the prettiest houses. We're gonna show real life examples of what a lot of you might be able to purchase.
Yeah, for sure. And leave a comment down below if you guys have any local specific questions that you wanna know. We'll definitely get back to you, but
yeah, let's go
ready?
take a look.
Toll Brothers does a good job of giving these big entrances with the 20-foot ceilings.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the design from 10, 15 years ago till now has been a much better focus on like what the home actually looks like with functionality, not just functionality and how to build it for cheap. So,
yeah, for sure. And this floor plan setup, we'll go over up here later, but you have the master up there, you have your kids' bedrooms, and then you have a nice spare bedroom here with your own bathroom, or you could even turn this into an office, which is always nice.
Yeah, and again, I think I've mentioned it before, but what we're seeing on the main level is more builders realizing a full bath on the main level is so critical. And specifically a handful of my clients, I mean, that's a requirement because they have long-term guests, they have parents coming helping out when they have kids or babies. So having a full bathroom on the main level, great design feature that again, more builders are allowing.
These rooms are a little bit smaller than I think some people like. A lot of people, you want kind of a bigger spare bedroom. So this one is a little bit on the smaller side, which is where I think they have this set up as an office. This would be a great size office versus having it be somebody's living bedroom.
Permanent bedroom.
A spare bedroom's fine too, but yeah, I definitely think this is more of an office.
And again, being a model home, they've added a lot of decorations and extra finishing touches and finish trim work, but a lot of people come through sometimes and take a look at these communities to get inspiration for even their personal home. So maybe you're not ready to buy or sell, but you're in a home and you want to remodel or update areas. Some of these model homes have some really good inspiration.
Paloma Ridge is early in the process, so we're in some of the first phases of the subdivision. They're going to be adding a whole section across the street. They're going to have more homes back here, but towards the end they do start selling these model homes. So it is nice that down the line you do have them, and this isn't the only Toll Brothers community, obviously. So there's a dozen or so Toll Brothers communities across the valley, and some of those are coming to the end of their stages, and so these model homes will often go up for sale, which is nice. And then one thing I like that Toll Brothers does is they do a really good job with their windows, letting natural light in. They have 2 really big windows, and they do a good job of that in the living spaces as well. I always like having natural light in my house, having the sun come through. And one thing, I mean, it's nice, like when we're out touring or showing homes, if you go into the home and feel like you don't have to turn any lights on, I mean, it's a really good indicator that this is well lit, natural light, a lot of windows, maybe facing the right direction. But Toll Brothers, like you mentioned, does a great job with that. Yeah, and a nice open floor plan, obviously.
The linear setup here, since it is a 2-story home and a slightly smaller footprint where you have your kitchen and your dining area in between your living area. Some people love it, some people don't. It is a nice open area where you can see all the way through from kitchen to living room and have plenty of space. Yeah,
that is what with this floor plan, personally, this seems a little like right down your hallway you have a coffee table. So there are some other floor plans that don't have that. I personally, this would drive me crazy, honestly. But I mean, it works for some, and obviously you always have these big islands. Toll Brothers does a good job of having really big kitchen islands. Even if you didn't want to have an official dining table, you could sit everybody at.
Or a much smaller one. I mean, not everyone's going to have 8 people for dinner every night. So,
for sure, even if you wanted to have like a small little coffee table over here, and then you can always just move the light too. You can ask for them to have that put in over here. Solid countertops, you're going to get this everywhere. I mean, we can go through the the HGTV style and get you all the good, nice shots of with the water
Get a close up of the tile.
Yeah.
Which actually this is pretty cool, but
it is cool. But there's a funny thing where Cody, who's behind the camera, anytime he does listing videos, the water is always on. For the photos, which just seems stupid, but it makes it look nicer. So obviously it's gonna be your standard kitchen. I do like having this big one countertop though. That is one nice thing. And then there's my wife.
Emergency.
Yeah, we'll keep it in, but my wife's calling me, so I'll call her back in a second. Do they have the soft close?
Not on these, but again, Toll Brothers, if you do a build job with them and not one of their quick move-ins as they call it, it is full custom. They literally have an entire office space, their design studio with all of the different selections you can have. And I actually have a client literally today in a design studio for Toll Brothers in a different community, and it's a full day schedule. It's 9 to 12 with a 1 hour lunch break, and then they come back at 1 to 3 to 4 to do all of your selections if possible in one day. So it truly is a custom build in the truest sense.
Yeah, which is always nice, especially with how affordable Toll Brothers is. Usually when you think of custom, you think of $1 million houses, 900,000, where like this floor plan right here is in the 700,000 range, mid sixes starting out. Yeah, so obviously a lot more affordable. You're gonna pay for the customization, but it is nice. And then one thing about this floor plan that is honestly one of my favorite things is how big this pantry is. It's a little bit awkwardly shaped, but this pantry is huge for what you see in most houses. Most of the times you don't get a pantry this big to where you have all of the shelving. You have it here. You could even add it here if you wanted to, but yeah, really good sized pantry, which is always a big plus for you guys. I know that's a big one that anytime I have clients going through houses, sometimes the pantry can make or break the home.
Most definitely, yeah. Storage is key. I mean, as Americans, we all have a lot of things, and especially for those who live in Idaho or who are coming out to Idaho, usually we collect and start to collect even more things. All our outdoor recreation, food storage for those disaster potential doomsday prepper type people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, storage is important, and again, builders are finally starting to key in on that and take advantage of the dead space in homes.
And with the doomsday prepper you talked about, did you talk about how Costco is going to be built?
Not yet.
Okay, with obviously if you're doomsday prepper, Costco's your friend, but Costco is supposed to be built within the next couple of years, literally just a mile down the road. So a big potential for Paloma Ridge is obviously Kuna's growing. As everybody in the Valley knows, although I always mention that most people don't go out to Kuna. I know before I was an agent, I didn't really come out here, but it is growing a lot. And so there's, I think, a big potential here where we're a lot more affordable than we are in Star. But we're getting places like Costco. Facebook's being built out here. Panera Bread is actually in the process of being built as long as a grocery outlet. And so I think there's a lot more upside when you get out here towards Kuna for homes like this, where in a year or 2 years, I don't think this home is going to be in the 600,000 range. It's going to be moving up into the 700.
Most definitely. A lot of commercial amenities and businesses starting to come out now that the residences here are starting to flourish. If you go down the road we're on here, Linder, it's development after development, and most of the ones that are being built right now are mostly sold out or getting close to it.
Yeah, which is another good side for you guys to think about too, is if you want to move to a smaller town like Kuna, know that all of these developments, it's going to be growing fast. So even though right across the street we still have cornfields on pretty much every side of this, I'm sure that'll be gone within the next few years. So keep that in mind. There are some subdivisions out in this area that will remain a little bit more isolated. The backyards in the model homes are always funny because they're decked out to the nine. You have the fireplace, and you don't really have landscaping customability with Toll Brothers. It's just a model home thing.
But do have covered patio options on this floor plan. Extended concrete or patio as well. So those aspects of it, but the extra fire pit and all the hardscape, that was just for the model home.
Yeah, for sure. We can head upstairs now. I like what they've done with the railing. They do a good job. This is a nice upgrade to kind of add the luxury feel, especially for the big open.
And even for a model home, these type of banister upgrades or railing upgrades are an option in their design studio. So it's not just specific to the model home. So you can have different varieties of railing, or you could have it be the base just a pony wall all the way up, but it really opens the space up having the open railing.
Yeah, for sure. Last time we were at Aliso Creek, one of the big things was the 2-story there didn't have a living area like this. I know so many of you guys with families, you want to have a space upstairs next to the bedrooms where you can sit and actually do something.
Yep, I have 2 kids, and our next home, that's almost a priority, whether it's a basement or an upstairs, but a bonus area or a second living area where it can be separate from the main living area, all of our kids' stuff, and they can have their own space and not crowd everyone.
Yeah, and the nice thing too is not only is this by the 2 kids' bedrooms here and here, but your master is going to be on the other side of the house, so you're still separated from the kiddos up here and having your own little master suite. And yeah, I mean, it's a perfect size for a playroom or a homeschooling section or a TV room too. Then we can head into the first kid's bedroom. Again, a little bit smaller room sizes in this, but pretty standard anytime you're looking in kind of this more affordable. This isn't the biggest floor plan that Toll Brothers has. They go all the way up to 3,500 square feet in here, so.
Yeah, so for ones like these, they're trying to fit enough bedrooms in to make it make sense for a small family or for someone that has multiple office space needs. So all the rooms in itself aren't the largest, but I mean, still plenty of room. You have a good sized closet, more than doable for one of the extra guest bedrooms.
Yeah, for sure. And then one thing too, when we got here, is you noticed how good the view was?
Yes, yeah.
So even though we're all the way out here in Kuna, you have a beautiful view of the mountains from your windows out here.
I was surprised. I mean, I've been in this area before, but not this specific community for any client needs until now. And yeah, I mean, it's incredible, the ridge line you can see out there to the west or to the east.
Yeah, and then one thing about Kuna too is you actually get a view of the Owyhee Mountains in the south too. So you get 2 mountain views that you don't get in a lot of the other parts of the valley, which is nice. This will obviously be second bedroom here, and then you have your shared bathroom for the kiddos. Full bath. It's going to be pretty standard, nothing crazy.
A little bit larger of a room here, or at least the shape allows for maybe a slightly larger bed. And in this case, again, taking advantage of dead space and not just putting a drywall up and closing this off. You have a little nook here that could be a desk or a dresser, PlayStation. Again, good design to take advantage of the space that's there.
And then you're going to have master here, but then you also have the laundry room, which is nice to have it where the main living area is. So at least if it is on the second story, it's where everybody's going.
Yeah, exactly. Upstairs laundry is great since all the main bedrooms are up here. And just a quick piece. And obviously, like for new homes, we builders as well as us go through the new home orientation with clients. Especially with having laundry and a sink upstairs on the second level, you want to make sure they're connected the right way. So know what you're doing, or have a professional do it so you're not liable in case there's a small leak, because a leak on the second floor could be a lot more disastrous than a leak on the first floor.
For sure. Going into the master, it's going to be a good sized master. There's a spider right here.
It's that season.
Doesn't come with a spider.
Yeah.
We have the master closet here and the bathroom over here. Good sized master though.
Yeah, big closet too.
For sure. And then you do get a little window in your closet, which you don't usually get. So you do get a nice view of the roof. But it is nice.
You get the light,
Yeah, you get the natural light to come through, which is a
good privacy though. You don't have neighbors since the roof's right there to block it.
Yeah. There's not going to be any peeping toms checking you change in the closet for sure. This
is a really good sized master bedroom for homes in this price point, but and it can be a little bit deceiving versus completely empty, which is the next home we'll see. It's not staged, so we'll see it kind of just empty as an open or a blank slate, but does have the RV garage, which is always exciting to see. And the size and feel of the room can always be a little different depending on how much furniture is in it. Like right now, there's some pretty large furniture in here, but it still is very spacious.
I've had a few people that wish the master wasn't as big and they had more room in the other ones, but there's floor plans that can accommodate for that. And then we're gonna go through that house next with the RV garage, which I know a lot of you guys love to see, and it won't be staged, which is nice. And then of course stay for the end where we'll go over the single family home, and then of course keep an eye out for the giveaway that we like to do.
Love giving out caffeine.
Yeah, exactly. But definitely stay for the end where we go through that, and then that last home, which is an awesome single story home. which is super popular. And then it also has an RV garage option for it. So definitely nice. And then again, these windows, Toll Brothers does a good job of having these big open windows. And you can see the Owyhees from here too. And then you can kind of see through the window. If not, Cody will throw up some drone, but they're building across Linder as well. So this is gonna be a big community with, you know, probably 200 homes. There's gonna have the pool, the pickleball courts, there's walking trails all through it. And then Toll Brothers always does a really good job with their landscaping and just making the community feel luxury too.
For sure,
not just the houses.
Yeah, they don't just say it. I mean, it really does live it, especially once people start to design these custom homes and throw in some of the finishes that really make it feel like a luxury build.
Yeah, for sure. Then we'll head into the bathroom. You got standard tub. This walk-in shower is actually really nice. I like having the glass.
So
feel.
This is, again, these are some of the benefits to custom homes. So Brady being a taller gentleman here, the shower head's, you know, maybe right at his height.
Yeah, it's higher than I'm used to.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You can adjust that. So if you know, hey, we want the shower head well above whoever the tallest in the household is, you can ask them to put that up higher and accommodate small changes like that.
No, for sure.
Yep.
And then this will forever be our running joke from now on. It's a part of our channel now, but door on the bathroom. We haven't specifically asked, but comment below if you guys are married or if you're single, if this is a must, if you need the door in the bathroom for obvious reasons.
Separate toilet room.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know my wife we're building our Hayden home and she's super excited to have that. So comment down below which one you guys prefer. But other than that, we'll head to the second house with the RV garage. And this is, another good opportunity. If you guys have any questions, and like Jesse said at the beginning, we're really the only channel that is trying to focus on you guys as locals. It's gonna be beneficial for out-of-state people, but you as locals, we want to provide as much information as you. Sometimes when you go on YouTube, it's just full of relocation channels. And so definitely leave a comment or shoot us a text. We'd love to go grab you guys coffee and sit down and chat and help out. So shoot us a text or a call and let us know what we can do to provide more value for you guys as locals. Okay, so we were gonna show you the RV garage, but unfortunately it was sold and we couldn't get into it like we thought we would, so it must have sold recently, but we're gonna give you an awesome one in this one. So it's right next to a walking path, and when we go to the backyard, you'll get to see where that leads to. 3-car garage, bigger model. It's gonna be 4 bedrooms, 3,100 square feet, but this is gonna be a sweet one.
Yeah, it's a beautiful home. It is a quick move-in, so all the landscaping's finished, no direct back neighbors, and a price point of
$750. So this home is available right now. So that is another benefit, is if you guys like this home, we can come take a look at this. But yeah, we'll start walking in and take a look at this one. You can obviously see the 3-car garage with kind of the dual garage setup. And on the inside, you'll kind of see where that leads. But sometimes that is a really nice benefit to have one designated garage for whether it's your toys or a specific person in your family. Yeah, and increased driveway, increased concrete work, so lots of parking. Well, right off the bat, I mean, awesome. Sweet, awesome open layout, huge 20-foot ceilings all throughout. Easily, I always love the walkway, especially like as a kid, you know, throwing over little toys or parachute men. Such a fun area to play, and I mean, really opens the space up and again makes it feel like luxury. For sure, and so the first house we looked at was actually a starting price of $560. Depending on the lot. Yeah, so this one is gonna be in the $750 range. But obviously you can see right off the bat, this is gonna be one of the bigger models, a lot more open. You have the fireplace with the awesome all the way up to the ceiling, which you can customize that and have rock going all the way up if you want. For most of their quick move-ins like this one, which is already designed, obviously finished, they do about 60 to 70,000 in upgrades. So these are very well appointed finished homes that you can move into immediately, or you could build this floor plan and deck it to the 9s in customizations. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but obviously stage 2 and their quick move-in homes come with the backyard landscaping, sprinkler systems included. And we'll step out into the backyard here in a second because that's a really cool feature. But first of all, the kitchen is going to be a lot bigger. You're going to have one entrance to your garage right here. As you saw at the beginning, we have the 2 separate garages. So one will be there. You always have the big, huge island. which Toll Brothers always does. And then the kitchen's just gonna be a lot bigger than the last one we saw. So
Yeah.
all the way across, almost 20-foot countertops. But the pantry is a little bit smaller.
Yeah, massive kitchen, tons of storage and cabinet space, but yeah.
Yeah.
With custom builders, I mean, this is obviously a very common look right now, but I mean, you can even change the vent hood. You can do different appliance packages.
Although this is a move-in though, this is nice to have is, this countertop with the microwave and oven back there, but the vent hood I'm jealous of. I've wanted a vent hood for a while because cooking steaks doesn't set off all the fire alarms.
Yeah. And I would say most communities here in the Treasure Valley have gas somewhere in the home, usually at least for furnace, water heater. A lot of times they will plumb it to the stovetop as well, but there are some that just don't have natural gas available. So, you know, and I have clients where cooking on gas is darn near a requirement.
Yep.
So make sure you check on that and ask before you start going out there if that's one of your main requirements is having a gas cooktop.
For sure, yeah. And one thing with that too is with resale homes, people get worried if they have an electric one. It's not nearly as expensive as people think to just run a gas line to the kitchen.
Yep.
People think it's going to be a couple grand. Sometimes I've had people tell me it can be for $750 to $1,000 just to run a gas line. So it's not nearly as expensive.
Exactly. Like, just depends on how close the nearest connection is, and because and this is more for people out of state, almost every home in the Treasure Valley is built on a crawl space. Our gas lines are very easy to get to, so you're not digging through concrete, you're not excavating, you're literally going in the crawl space, adding a plumbing connection and bringing it to the kitchen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And in the backyard, this is a really cool one about this house. With this big sliding glass door, which is nice. This isn't your standard slider.
Oversized 8-foot door. But one of the bigger lots for this community, they do have one third acre lot available. The rest of them kind of vary from obviously less than a third acre to some of the smaller ones in the Juniper collection. But again, big open lot, and what's really cool, you can see has the walking path, which is community maintained. It does have the trees, which will slowly grow in, but just over the water canal, you have mature trees already established here. So you gotta get a mix of mature trees, but a brand new community.
For sure, yeah. And this walking path goes all the way around the entire community. And earlier I said there's 200. They're actually just purchased more land, so there's gonna be over 400 homes in this community, which is nice. And then to touch on, so the lot size here, there's 3 different sections of this Toll Brothers community. This section that we're in is gonna have bigger lots. You have bigger home options. It's obviously gonna be more expensive. So you're gonna have third acre, quarter acre, and then just under a quarter acre lots is most of what you're gonna see in this section. The middle section is gonna be more your standard home, your 6,000, 8,000 square foot lots. And then there's what they call the active community, which is a nice way of putting higher density homes where you're really close to your neighbors.
Smaller lots, lower maintenance because there is less of a yard, but all still single family. So it's not like there's multifamily within this community. They're all still single family lots, so nothing's connected. But you do have a little bit smaller, higher density, moved all the way to some of these, which have the larger lots and a lot more space. One other thing to touch on, so walking path and then the canal. So in the Treasure Valley, and we're almost renowned across the U.S. for having one of the best, or if not the best, gravity-fed water system. So coming from our mountains to our dams to rivers to all these irrigation canals, and this community does have its own irrigation water, which is included in the HOA, which is $900 a year, I believe. So all of your landscape watering is part of your HOA. You don't need to pay for city water for that. So really cheap water, and again, it's already built into the pricing that the Toll Brothers community here controls and owns.
Yeah, huge benefit to have, and a lot of you guys local know that, but it's not always included. So sometimes people who are local just assume that that's given in every neighborhood.
Correct.
This one for sure does. And then walking over, you have the double sliders, which is awesome for entertaining, and then obviously having it right out to the living room is a cool thing. That's locked, so we're gonna have to go through the other.
Yeah, I'm surprised this one's still available. I bet it'll go quick because this is a great lot. And sometimes with these quick move-ins, it might not be to everyone's style. You have a ton of white in here, but as real estate professionals here in the area, we have our preferred or recommended contractors. If you need kitchen remodel done, if you need new paint, if you want some new landscaping done, obviously that's our job to take care of our clients and help recommend those things for when the time comes. So you don't have to be stuck with exactly what you see if you want a quick move-in versus a custom build.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, now we'll head upstairs in a second, but the second entrance to the garage, and then you also have the master bedroom on this side, but your second entrance to the garage is here. And as you can see, I mean, this house is gonna be a lot bigger than the other ones that we've taken a look at. You have a half bath here, your office is here, and then you have your laundry room here. So your laundry room is actually a little bit farther away from a lot of the living area. Mm-hmm. And your office is kind of offset, but at least your office has a half bath right here.
Yeah, yep.
And this is where sometimes this extra garage is, whoever works from home, they can park in this garage and the other people can park in the other one. So you kind of have your own section of the house.
Yeah, yep. It's almost an independent wing besides the laundry room, because if you have your master bedroom, bathroom, etc., your office, half bath, access to the garage. So it's kind of like its own individual suite, but obviously still connected to the home through the living room.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we can head upstairs and we'll take a look at the master at the end of this house.
This little catwalk here, I love these.
Yeah, for sure. And then it separates the house again. So you're gonna have a living area over here, which we talked about in the first house, where you obviously have a place for your kids. You can have homeschooling, TV. I know that's super important for most people. You really want something like this. And then you have another bedroom and bathroom over here, which is great for spare bedrooms. If you have people visit, they kind of have their own section of the house, which is always a nice thing to have.
Yep, yeah, full bathroom, almost its own private bathroom, but bedroom, and then of course the second living area. So almost another, like you said, junior suite essentially.
Yeah, exactly. Then we can take a look at the size of the rooms on this side of the house when we get over there. But really beautiful view too, and back to the windows. I mean, those are big open windows. You can see how much, we didn't even really have much lights on in here.
Yeah, you don't need them.
It's bright,
Especially right now. And especially this time of year being, November, December, I always picture, how big of a Christmas tree you could have in this home, because you have, like you said, 20-ish plus height ceilings and a really cool open view and landing up here. So
for sure.
Yeah.
And there's no ledges for toys to get thrown on.
Yeah.
I know growing up, my siblings have, there's a ledge and then there's toys that are stuck up there forever.
Yep.
So we don't have that here, but yeah, I mean, great views on both sides. It's nice. You can see, right now they're covered by clouds, but you can see the mountains when you walk through here, through your windows, which is super cool. And then this is really just like the room section where all the kids would be. There's 3 different bedrooms up here, which is super nice. Actually, what is this? I don't even know what this is. Just a storage closet? Timeout zone?
Yeah, timeout. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what else.
Very small office or just extra closet, I guess. But
I don't think I've ever seen that. Ever.
Yeah. Again, just utilizing dead space. Maybe there's no official function of this room, but why not have it there?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but we'll step into one of these rooms so you guys can see how big they are without staging in them. Now we'll take a look at the master before we head into the last one, which is for a single-story home that has an RV garage as an option, and then talk a little bit more about the area and some of the benefits of this area, including taxes and things like that. But this one, master bedroom, good size, and it's staged, but it's staged, I think, in a more appropriate way. Where it's pretty standard, so you can really see kind of how big it is. And again, big windows with the nice backyard. You don't have backyard neighbors, which is always super nice.
Yep, full fencing obviously already included. And one thing with Toll Brothers, at least their quick move-ins or when people get to the final design stage, they really do a good job with their bathrooms. I mean, we'll see with the shower and the tile work and the glass surround, they do have some great bathroom options.
Yeah, you always notice that with Toll Brothers is their bathrooms are definitely a step above everybody else. You have, of course, the toilet with its own room, the walk-in shower, a lot bigger vanity than the other one we saw. A lot more room here. And then, of course, the big walk-in closet, which, I don't know, sometimes people hate having the closet in the bathroom because it steams all the clothes. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a potential just depending on the ventilation, but also this is like just, at least for here locally or even in America, this is kind of how the setup is. So, because I hear, you know, a closet separate from the bathroom, so maybe on two sides of the master suite, people dislike that too. So, you know, there's no perfect.
I've just never lived in this, so I don't know how wet your clothes actually can get.
I don't know. I haven't heard that too often, but maybe they just have a shower
might have just been
too close.
One or two of my clients who just happen to say that.
That's funny.
Okay, well, we'll head over to the last house now. And again, reach out if you guys have any questions. We're here to help you guys, and it should be beneficial for locals, but also out-of-state people. So we'll head to the last single-story house and wrap it up. Okay, now we're at the last one. This is the Bramley floor plan, so around 2,400 square feet, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, and this is one of my favorite floor plans that we've taken a look at.
All single level with, again, the added garage option if the lot's wide enough.
Yeah, exactly. So an RV as an option, and if you have a lot that can fit it. And this is one that I think pertains to a lot of people, where it's 2,400 square feet, so it's not like the 3,100 square feet that we looked at, but the layout is really awesome in here. And I think it fits what a lot of people like. But obviously the nice, you know, rock entrance. And then coming off right here, you have the living room, a secondary living room, or an office. But as you'll see later on in this tour, you'll see why this might not be a necessity. But you could turn this into secondary living room, playroom, TV room, homeschooling room, or you could keep it as an office. Wouldn't be hard to throw up some barn doors here. Yeah,
could close it off if you wanted to, or have it as a, you know, a formal sitting room or a different little area separate from the main living room, you know, TV or something.
Exactly, and with these single levels, obviously you don't get the big open 20-foot ceilings, but at least you do have the 10-foot ceilings, so higher than the standard, and then they have the nice wide hallways, which is always a nice thing to have. And then right off the front, your 2 bedrooms are going to be separate from the master, and then you have your own bathroom in this.
Really cool little Jack and Jill setup with, in this case, they designed it with the full walk-in shower versus the tub shower combo. Dual vanities, so again, you have the door from the bathroom to the shower, so if someone, you know, one of the children or guests needs to get ready, but the other one's showering, the whole bathroom's not locked off.
And you also have a walk-in closet in these bedrooms, which is something we haven't had with the spare bedrooms, having this good size and then a nice big walk-in closet. Most of the time when you have homes like this, you have just the regular sliding one, so that is a nice plus. Then the Jack and Jill is always nice to have for the kids. This is where I think this pertains to a lot of people, where you have the better setup, the master split up. You have the 2 bedrooms right next to each other with the shared bathroom, which just creates a really nice setup for this house, and it's laid out really well, especially as you'll see the kitchen is really nice, and you'll see here in a second why this is probably my favorite.
And just coming from that, you know, from the bedroom, one of the bedrooms is on the front of the home, and I've had, especially from people out of state, but even local people who maybe don't have kids yet or haven't owned their first home, are kind of concerned, like, oh, is it unsafe to have a bedroom in the front? And for the most part, obviously the whole Treasure Valley is incredibly safe compared to all the major metropolitan areas around us, but Kuna, I would say, is even on the safer scale, especially out here in a community like this, where you're a little bit outside of the center of town. So definitely not a concern at all. I would imagine most of these homeowners probably leave their front doors unlocked.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I know we do, because we live out in Kuna. And then another big benefit of Kuna too is the property taxes here. So even a lot of locals, you guys might not keep up on what property taxes are, because they change a lot. Whether you have levies that pass for the school district, so even sections of the cities can be different. But at our house that we were living in just down the street, it was 0.6%, which is a lot lower than you see in Boise, especially with some of the levies in Boise. I know they can get pretty high in some of those areas. So your property taxes here are a lot lower, which
almost 100% lower than Canyon County, because Canyon County is a little over 1%, and then Ada County, not including some of the pockets that are higher for the PUDs or in improvement districts, are closer to 1%. So I mean, a significantly lower tax burden here in Kuna.
Yeah, for sure. And that's kind of also coming from Meta, Facebook, which is building the $800 million data center, which they've taken a big commercial tax burden, which has lowered the residential. But that just goes back to this area as locals. For those of you that don't know, Kuna is on the uptrend, and I always tell that I see Kuna being kind of where Star and Eagle are at in a few years, where home prices right now are on the more affordable side for the Valley. But in 5-10 years, I think we're going to be seeing Kuna go up faster than the other areas. So
yeah, and it's, you know, just like Star and Eagle, there's a lot of amenities out there, but it is north from a lot of the center of things. So in this particular area, a little closer to the south, the district of 10 Mile, so Shields and a lot of the commercial amenities there, those would be kind of akin to where the Village is compared to Star or Eagle. So you're going to have, within only a few minutes drive, a lot of shopping, retail, restaurants for all the Kuna residents.
Yeah, because for those of you guys that don't know, the district's going to be 4 times the size of the Village. So it's going to be a mega village essentially, and it's literally a 7-minute drive just right down the street on 10 Mile. So again, this community at Paloma Ridge, great location, great upside, but awesome things about this community. Then this half bath right here, one thing I liked about this is it's always nice to have the half bath for people to use who are just visiting, but there's also storage in here, which is really nice. This is, you know, just a common use bathroom with that extra storage, which is a super big plus. And then as we're heading into the living room, this is my favorite setup and part of the reason why I said I like this floor plan better. But as you'll see, I mean, the kitchen is a lot bigger than even some of these bigger floor plans we looked at. You have a ton of counter space all along there, but then you have a separate kitchen and dining area from the living room, so they don't separate each other, which is, I think, a better layout in my opinion. Yeah,
I'd say this is definitely more popular and more common for a single level floor print where you have a little bit wider of a home, because again, with the 2-story homes that we've even seen here, they've all been kind of this linear setup where you don't have the ability to have a dining room, kitchen, and living room be its own little section.
Yeah, for sure. And then I think this would be a good chance to give away some coffee. So we'll do, this house is number 3. The last house we looked at is number 2. And then obviously the first 2-story we looked at is number 1. If you vote down below with your favorite of those 2, so either 1, 2, or this one being number 3, and then you add in a word there with just coffee at the end of that vote, then we'll reach out to you and we'll send you a little Starbucks gift card.
And make sure to check those messages, because we've had a handful of people not collect their free coffee, and we want to actually give this stuff out.
No, seriously though,
Make sure you reply back.
Video, nobody had their comment notifications on. So I reached back out to you guys, and then you didn't see my comment back that you needed to shoot us a text. So yeah, definitely make sure you're checking back in on that comment, because we will get it to you. But yeah, obviously this is gonna be your standard kitchen. We're not gonna go through anything in too much detail because you guys can see it on the camera. This I do like though, again, have the big wide fireplace, which is a really nice look. They obviously have this set up a little bit more modern. But one of the big things that I liked about this floor plan that I mentioned at the beginning is this little nook right here. So if you don't use the front space as your office, you have this little section that you can use as secondary office.
Truly, I mean, a good office space, plenty of room for, you know, dual monitors or at least one office setup. And if you don't need a home office, you could easily take advantage of this as an extra, you know, butler's pantry, because it is right off, you know, just across the way from the kitchen. So.
Yeah, so either butler's pantry or you have the laundry room right here. So if you want to fold your clothes in there, or you know, store old clothes that you haven't gotten to yet. But the laundry room's awesome. You have the sink, a really good sized laundry room. One of the biggest ones we've seen in some of these models. So nice.
and again, having, you know, the desk space here already built in and designed in, you're not taking up a full room. So office work, you know, remote work, children, homework, homeschooling, having this separate and dedicated is a great addition for this floor plan.
For sure, yeah. And then obviously being connected to the master is a nice plus, which is gonna be your standard master, but I do like just this whole section in this house where you have the laundry room, you have that secondary office if you want it, connected to your master, so you feel separated, you kind of have your own living area. As parents, or even if you're retired, you feel like you have your own section of the house. Then of course, the beautiful bathroom, but again, this is a bigger bathroom than we've seen at the bigger houses.
The single level, it might not have as much overall square footage, but usually each little room or area has a little bit more space built in. And this bathroom being another, you know, highlight for Toll Brothers.
Yeah, especially for a 2,400 square foot house.
Yeah,
it's a big bathroom. And the shower
Oh yeah.
It's tall enough.
Plenty of space. Maybe a little higher again on the shower head, but.
Yeah. No, but it is nice.
Yeah.
And then, your standard walk-in closet. I mean, as we mentioned, there's a lot of Toll Brother communities all over the valley. This one obviously being in Kuna. There's one in Star that we took a look at called Aliso Creek. So very similar, but just we looked through a few different floor plans. So if you want to take a look at other floor plans that Toll Brother offers here in the valley, take a look at this video here. Me and Jesse go through that community in the same style, but different floor plans to give you guys a good overview of what you might find in Star. And then also just remember that those are available throughout the Treasure Valley as well.